Been a fashion designer, an actress, and now she's an international pop star. So good morning to Dannii Minogue. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
How do you feel about the awards?
Very excited.
Was it good? Was it a good ceremony?
Yeah, I sort of put a lot into the performance leading up to it, rehearsing with my dancers and stuff. But it's sort of, you know, I feel it's close to the end of the year now, and it's really sort of, you know, it sums up that the year I've had. I think everything's gone so well for me.
It is good, and at the moment you're sort of riding the crest of a wave, as 'twere, but do you ever get worried about how fickle really the pop business can be now? I mean, for example, there's Chesney Hawkes, for example, who really got lambasted, and he was like, you know, the world's greatest thing about 6 months ago, and then there seems to be this thing where the shelf life isn't as long now.
Yeah, I think it is fickle, but there's a lot of competition. It keeps you going. You've just got to, you know, try and really be the best you can be. And I mean, also, you have to have a very solid team behind you of record companies and promotion people. But
can that, in a way, actually, in a way, destroy itself if the publicity is almost relentless and they're sort of churning and churning and churning away, and you're sort of working all the time? That, in a way, can actually destroy things if it goes on too much.
Yeah, well, it's hard to tell when to stop and when to keep going.
Are you able to do that? Are you able to say, no, wait a minute, I don't actually want to go to Belgium or to Japan. I actually want to sort of just have a wee bit of a rest here and just actually take stock of what's happening?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, sometimes I think, you know, I really should rest now, but, you know, you do get on a roll and there's a lot of things that you want to do and accomplish. So, you know, there's just times you've really got to tell yourself to slow down.
Yeah, because there was an article on one of the Sundays, I think it was The Independent on Sunday, about your sister, about Kylie, saying at the very, very start, she really didn't have much say over what was doing, even down to what she was wearing. And now she's had to grow up, really, if you like, in the public eye, which is not an easy thing to do. In a way, I suppose it's been a little bit easy for you because you haven't had to do that so much. You haven't had that intense spotlight on you. Obviously, you've got it now. But she didn't have control at all. Do you have control? Can you say, no, I don't want to wear that, I don't want to wear this, I want to sing this, I want to sing that, this is how I want to be?
Yeah. I mean, that's the way, when I got into the recording side of things, I really made sure that, you know, all the contracts were based so that I had final say over everything. I think you have to. I mean, I've been doing this for a long, long time now, for most of my life, so you sort of work out, you know, what you want to do, and you know what's going on, and, you know, I think you really should take control.
Yeah. It's not an easy thing to do. I mean, what age are you now?
I just turned 20.
I mean, you're very young. You are very young. I know you've been doing this for most of your life since you were very young, but it's very difficult, I suppose you would appreciate, for young bands coming along and they're given a contract and they more or less they're not able to do that.
Yeah.
Is it the fact that you've been doing it for so long that means you're able to sort of stamp your foot a bit and say, no, I don't want to do this. This is the way I want it to be? Well,
I don't know. I think I've been like that. You know, it's part of my personality that I really want to, you know, do it my way, take control. But yeah, I mean, the more time you spend in the business and the more you learn about it, the more you realise that you have to take control. And you can see the people in the end who, you know, do take control. But it's hard for young bands, and I think a lot of people try to take advantage of that they are naive and they don't know what's going on.
For sure.
Rick Wakeman's going to be playing for us very shortly. That'll be a real treat. Another treat, more chat with Dannii Minogue. Good morning, Dannii. I know it's a familiar history lesson to all your fans, but you were one of the slowest overnight successes there's ever been, actually, despite the fact that even now you're only 20. Yeah. What age did you actually appear before a camera?
I was 7 when I first did any TV work, and I was working full-time since the age of 10.
Right. Were your parents in the business? I mean, what?
No.
So how did, I mean, so there's 2 daughters they've now got, and they can inspect on the screens all around the world. What are they like? Are they extrovert or are they introvert, or what kind of?
Our parents, probably you know, they're very shy. I mean, they won't even let us take photos of them.
Really?
They're very shy, but I mean, they're obviously very proud of what we're doing.
Of course they are. But you can almost see your mother sort of talking to friends in Australia saying, I don't understand it, you know. I don't understand Kylie and Dannii, you know, we weren't like that. What's got into them? In a proud way, I don't mean in a critical way, but if there was no trace of showbiz or music or entertainment in them, it's quite odd that both daughters went that way.
Yeah, I mean, our brother also is sort of involved in the industry. He's working behind the scenes with cameras and stuff. But, you know, I think, you know, their attitude is you just do what you like, and it, you know, it just happened to be the direction that we went in.
It's worked out for the... When you look, do you and Kylie believe what's happened to you, and do your parents believe what's happened to their daughters? Do you occasionally have a little meeting and saying, I can't believe it?
No, I mean, we never really talk about it. I mean, when we're together, we just want to forget about that whole sort of public side of things and, you know, just be together.
They tried to invent, didn't they, and they would, a kind of dislike, mutual dislike between you and Kylie. I gather, reading about you, that actually the opposite's the true, and you could virtually, the big menace is getting you off the phone.
Yes.
To your sister.
Yeah, I mean, that started a while ago, before I came over here, before they really knew what everything was about. But, no, she's a good sister.
And yet your phone bill is something else, is it?
Outrageous.
An outrageous phone bill. You must have seen the papers yesterday. They're having a go at your sister.
Yeah.
Do you... I mean, I can remember the same happened to Madam Jackson from the rest of the Jackson family when she branched off in her own direction. Do you believe, I mean, I think we see illustrations of Kylie, the route she's taking. Do you approve? What do you think? Do you think she's making a mistake?
No, I don't think she's making a mistake, because she's happy within herself and what she's doing. You know, I'm very proud of her. I think she looks great.
What the papers said was, OK, that is natural for Madonna, but not particularly natural for Kylie. In other words, they didn't believe that that is Kylie.
Well, it is. I mean, she's really now doing what she wants to do, so it obviously is Kylie. You know, everybody's comparing it to Madonna, you know. I think she's doing what she wants. And they're saying it's not natural because, you know, it's, they're not used to it, and they're still hung up on the Charlene Neighbours thing. I mean, every paper you read says she's now got a sexy image. She's now not Charlene, but, you know, that happened 4 years ago.
Are you protective towards her? When you see the criticism that happens to her, are you protective towards her?
Protective, but I can also be objective. I mean, if she asks me, you know, what do you think of this, or what do you think of that, I can say objectively, you know, what I think about it.